All right, going to go a little bit slower here with our first character, because this is going to be more detailed than just a simple building. Here's our rough character outline here, both sides. So let's get back top view, and we're going to start by adding in our first mesh, and let's go a circle. We want to change the number of vertices to 12, my preferred number. And let's go ahead and scale it up a bit so we can see it. And we want to rotate it 90 degrees on the x-axis. There we go. Now let's pull this down into the body, like so. And let's see here. Do believe that's how I want it, yes. See these. Let's try. Okay. Well, we'll manage. All right, we're going to tab in here, and let's go for the right view. Now let's get this first one scaled up pretty much to the edges there. And now we're going to bring it up all the way and hit the extrude key and slide the next one all the way down. And let's take this one. Hold on. Need to add a few here inside there, so loop cut. And we want at least 3. Grab the first one here, scale it out. This one can move up and scale it out. Now this one we want to pull it up as well. So we get something that looks like that. And here we want to bring this one up a bit as well to about here. So there's our start. Now if we go to the side view here, let's begin lining things up here and scaling them properly. So we're going to take this down on the z-axis and finagle it into place, rotate it around, something like that. This one comes down, and we're going to do the same thing we did to the other one. We're going to scale it down. That should be good. Same thing here. Bring it down and then scale it in as well. Next one. And that arm is slightly in the way, but we have a general idea of where the body line should be, and it should be somewhere like there. And now this one. Bring it down. Scale it down as well, and now don't want to rotate that one. Scale it in a little bit more here. There we go. Now, some of these scaled in a bit too much, didn't they? Because I wasn't paying attention to what the axis I was scaling them on. So if we fix that, and that was the only one that needed fixing, with the exception of this one, bring it in a little bit. It's about right there. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, now for the lowest one here. Given what that is going to be, we can just kind of get these positioned, kind of mirroring what this will be down here, because you're going to move it all the way down. Don't know why I didn't. I just wasn't thinking about that too clearly. But we want to get sort of an outline for where the legs are going to be. So something along that line. There is our torso. We can add in a bit, but I think since all we're really doing is a basic shape outline here, that should be good. Let us go on to an arm. So we need another circle. And this time we're going to go down to 10. Let's rotate it around. Like so. And start from right here. Extrude it down. Basically trying to follow the layout of the arm in the image. Don't want too many vertices, but we need enough to be able to make it bend. And that's what this one right here is going to be for, because that's going to be our elbow. Let's get the next, right about there. Down again. Just want to follow the basic shape of the arm, putting in vertices as they're needed, or extrusions actually, because that's what they are. We just want to follow that basic shape of the arm. And now for the hand here. And we're not going to make a full hand with digits and the like, fingers. Just going to make kind of a mitten hand, so something like that should be fine. And now, if we select it and kind of flatten it, not much, just enough on the z-axis, then when we go to bring it into the general shape here, it should line up okay. And let's start with the shoulder. Let's bring it down. Okay, yeah, the shoulder needs to be wider, of course. And then it will go down as we need it to. Starting right here. So we want to scale it in just enough. There we go. And the next one, we want to scale it in as well, that being the elbow. Now the next one, we want to scale it out just a little bit. So there we go. And now we're back. Scaling as needed. That looks okay. As does that. This can come in a bit. So we have something like that for our arm. Not too terrible, although we need to allow the wrist to be able to have a bit of motion to it. So I'll add one there and then one right here. Select that one and just scale it in ever so slightly. And there we go, an arm. Now what we can do, but I'm not going to, it would be to select and duplicate it over here. But we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is select all of this and delete it. Now let's add in a edge loop right here, and we will put in another one. Oh, it did for me, didn't it? I wasn't watching. Excellent. So now we can adjust these to fit. So this one we're going to scale out on the Z a little bit. And then we want to move these around just a little bit. So something like that. And then we're going to do the same with this set. Scale it out. And deselect these. And last time we went away from the neck. This time we're going towards it. So there and there. That needs to move over like so. And we want it let's see. Easier way here is going to be to select all of these and scale them in on the X so they're flat. And now this we want to slide these over on the X just like so. Now if we grab these and extrude them out and away, and then scale them down on the Y, like so, we will get a start of our actual shoulder. And let's go ahead and delete one of these edges here. So we've got 10 vertices there, and we have 6 here. We are going to need to add some, obviously. So let's bring in the knife tool, and we will do just that. There's one. There's 2. And do the same thing over here. There's 1. And 2. And now if we select all of those, we can see down here at the bottom we have 10. Select all of these and we now have 20. So let's hide everything else. And oh, we need to fix that. All right, unhide everything. Grab, we're going to need to grab the entire arm. So I just hit the C button to grab the circle select tool. And now we're just going to select all the vertices that make up the arm. There we go. Now we want to lift it up so it's in line. Sort of like that. And I think we do need to scrunch it down just a little bit here. That should do it. Now select both. Ooh, nearly forgot. Need a loop there to help keep the shape. Now we can hide everything else. And what we're going to do is start grabbing and merging at the center for every one of them. And you may be concerned that this is going to turn out horribly, that the shape is going to be so messed up, but I think you will be pleasantly surprised once we get through. As it is being merged at the center, the more or less square and the other more or less circle shape are having to conform to each other. And you will see now that that shoulder doesn't look too bad, which is how we want it. Let's go to shaded view so we can actually take a look at it. Let's fix the normals here. There we go, that's better. And now we have a slight issue right here, but that is easily fixed. Go back into wireframe, grab this one, and this one. We're just going to lift it up on the Y just a little bit, just enough to make it less of a dip right there. And we can, let's just finish this off right here. Going to extrude it one more time, scale it in, and bring it down on the Y. But maybe not that much. Something more like that. And then one more time, and this time we're going to merge at center. There we go. Again, we're not trying to be anatomically correct here. We just want something that looks close enough for our purposes. And now we're going to do the same thing down here with the leg that we did for the arm. So let's go circle. We can go ahead and move it down this time, rotate it on the X by 90. And get things started here. Bring it down. We just want it more or less following the contour. It doesn't have to be exact, but we do want it close enough. So something like that. There's the knee. there. Now let's flatten it on the Y. All right, keep it going here. And now we're going to not do what we did with the arm and hand. We're going to actually make a foot shortly. But for right now, we can bring everything down into place and scale it on the Z-axis to fit, if it needs it. Some of these won't, some will. So like these, don't need it. Now we're getting into where we do need to. A little bit, but not on the knee bend. Still looking okay. Here we go. Now we need to make it a little bit larger on the Z. And same thing here. And that fixed the other one. So there we go. Now we have our leg as well. Let's go ahead and add in that stabilizing loop right there. Okay, we've got 10 here, and we have 7 here. So we need to add 3. But really, we just need to add 2. And you'll see why I say that in a moment. Right now, we're just going to add them in, front and back here. And now we can fill these with a face or an edge as it is, and we want to subdivide that once. And that will give us our remaining vertice. Let's just pull that down a little bit. Get the right angle here. Yeah, that should do. Grab these, hide everything else, and like we did before, on the arm we're going to just grab and start merging. So here we go. Get all these merged, and again, like before, it won't look pretty or nice while you're in process, but that's not what you need to be worried about. Just let it happen, and once it's done, you'll see that it actually came out better than you would have imagined. There we go. Unhide everything. Switch to solid view, and of course, same problem as before. Everything needs to be flipped on the normals. That's all right. It's easy to do. Just get them flipped, and there you go. We now have a basic body. And now for the foot that I said we were going to make, add in another circle. Pull this one in. And what we're going to do here is grab these and flatten them on the Y, and that will basically be our sole of the foot. Now extrude it back and scale it on the Y as we go, following the contour there. Rotate it around a little bit. Oh, and wireframe may help to be able to see where the end point is there. And now that we're getting close, I want to move these here a little bit to keep in line there. Extrude it again and pull it back. Flatten them on the Z. That's what I should have done. Extrude it one more time and scale it down on the Y. Going to be the heel here. Something like that. And this needs to come over this way. And we have a basic foot shape. Now the toe, we're just going to extrude it out as well and scale it down on the Y a little bit, and then also on the X. And we will come back and fix the fact that I have only half of a foot. We will fix that shortly. All right. Let's delete that real quick and delete these. Go ahead and fix this. So duplicate it, mirror it on the X, slide it over on the X, flip the normals, and now we want to go back to wireframe, select the middle ones, hide everything else, Hey there everyone, just wanted to thank you all for watching this video, and if you did enjoy it, remember to give me a like and a subscribe if you are so inclined. Also, I do have a Patreon. The links are in the description below. You can have your name in the credits here as well.